Hey, yo. Welcome. Welcome in. I'm Greg Johnson. This is Live on 95. We do this show on the side of the highway. Coming up, John Early is here. Wow. John Early is here. Thank you so much for being here, John. John Early and I met doing stand-up comedy in the year 2012. And John Early is here. He's a hysterical comedian and actor. He is valeting his car. We have valet tonight for John Early at our gas station. Here is the deal. John Early's HBO Max comedy special is called Now More Than Ever, and it's streaming on HBO Max. Go stream it now. Go now. John's stand-up is amazing. I saw it live too, and everyone cried. People all cried. That's not an exaggeration. He sings, and the music, it's all beautiful. I love the special. You can hear it in my voice. Go stream it. He's a brilliant stand-up, and he's a phenomenal actor. You know John from 5 seasons of the hit show Search Party. You know John from his award-winning special with Kate Berlant called Would It Kill You to Laugh? Go stream Would It Kill You to Laugh. And you know John from his appearances in modern classic films like Beatrice at Dinner, starring Salma Hayek, and a movie I love, Other People, starring Molly Shannon. Ooh. You can really hear the eager beaver in my voice. I'm so honored John Early's here today, live on 95, and a huge thanks to you, that's right, you, and all of our amazing listeners. You've helped make this show the #1 show in the world, recorded live at a gas station on Interstate 95. Thank you so much for listening and sharing our episodes at liveon95.com. I'm Greg Johnson, and John Early is here.
Oh my god, that's unbelievable. Under an overpass. Are y'all for real? Yo, 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 yo. I went to the gas station and I brought us some nerd
John,
ropes.
yo, what up, dude? Thank you for being here.
Greg, so good to see you.
I love you. You look amazing, dude.
You fucking dropped.
Wait, what is...
Wait. So we are here live in the studio. Thank you. This is wild.
Yeah, well, thank you for being here live. I love in your special when you do the basketball ball fake move like this.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have this undermining jock energy. You know this from knowing me. And I think it's because I was on the basketball team in high school. And when they introduced everyone to the school, they would have an assembly to introduce the sports teams at the boys' school.
Like a pep rally.
Kind of, yeah. And they would compliment every player on the team. And when they, this guy's are great on defense or whatever. And then when it came time for me, not kidding, John, they go, out of everyone in the league, Greg Johnson has the best ball fakes.
No. Oh, no. That is beautiful. So we were destined.
We've been destined to be together. Wait, John, we're going to talk about John Early now more than ever. I'm going to add endless plugs for it. I've seen it 4 times with my wife.
Are you for real?
We watched it again last night, and the last time I saw you, I count that as a time seeing it because that was the last stop of your tour.
Yes, it's true.
What was that tour like?
There was a quality of flying too close to the sun. Because I had already edited the special. I did a little bit of a tour before we filmed it, which was totally necessary and felt very organic. And then I had already worked on like edited it, locked it, was ready to go, and then I was like, well, I want to do some more touring because I had so much fun, and I thought it would be good promotion. But then there's something about like it already being done where it felt like I was like testing fate or something.
Isn't that weird? Because you would think that maybe it'd be great to tour on that material for like forever.
Well, it felt easy in a great way. Like it felt like easy and like it felt low stakes because previously I was like, well, what if this I'm gonna film this? What if this is all garbage? But it was more like it was kind of like the same feeling you get when when like they reboot a show
Yeah.
like 20 years later and you're like, why are you doing like it feels like it's gonna open up a weird portal like in the universe. So like it's like not natural or something.
Yeah. And then you had the strike to contend with right when Now More Than Ever was released, right?
Right, which I know is hard for you.
It was brutal, man. I mean, listen, this is the best stand-up comedy special of this year or any year.
Oh my
I'm
God.
struggling a little bit because I want to catch up with you, but I want to do me and all your fans right and talk about your career. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to know like how your grinder is. Oh, and also I have books here. Oh, my wife lent out the Britney Spears book. She read it in 25 minutes and gave it to my cousin because I wasn't reading it fast enough. Have you read the Britney Spears book? You want to pass on that. Maybe that's too hot a topic for you.
Too personal. No, no, I haven't read it yet, but I'm thinking, did she listen to it or read it?
Oh, she read it. And I'm telling you, John, she got it in the mail. And then she was like, done.
No.
In 20 minutes.
Is it like big font?
I mean, it's not like small font. Oh, you got the Barbara Streisand book on you. Damn. That book's about 900 pages, right?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you.
Too short.
I don't know. I haven't looked yet. It's not, it's 970 pages. But also that makes sense. She's been alive for her career has gone on for wait, what is that? Oh my God. How many fucking memoirs does she need?
I'm doing a reread. And I also have, defining moments in art.
Beautiful.
Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. Reggie Watts' biography. Reggie Watts.
I got that in the mail too.
We saw Reggie in our area.
Really?
He signed it.
Yeah, for his book tour. The next time you come to the area, John, you can stay with us if you want. We have a bedroom bathroom situation. You didn't know where that was going, but yeah, I saw Reggie Watts.
Oh my God, I would absolutely love to stay with y'all. I found out last night that something I was gonna do and is fully canceled and not happening anymore.
Was it acting?
It was acting, yes.
Dude, you're the best actor. I said to myself last night, I said, John's probably been in 150 things by now. I looked at your IMDb. You're at 86. I'm thinking, what's John's 100th role going to be?
Okay, I'll tell you, IMDb, it used to be a sacred, like, pristine place. And now it's fucking picked through. You know what I mean? It's like because of animation credits.
Oh.
I think literally like at least 60% of those credits are me doing cartoon voices. Where I went
there
in
are
for
no
like
small
3
roles.
minutes. I mean I love those, they keep me going, but like that but it makes that should be in a separate category in IMDb.
I agree.
Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Okay. Bye. Wait,
God,
Greg,
I could go through your special.
Greg,
I could go through your special is so amazing. Let's tune a little. Let's go. Let's do Bush.
Did
I have like my list of my 20 favorite bits from your stand-up special.
Oh my
What
God.
was it like working with Timothy Heidecker?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, no shade, but like, and
He did nothing.
He would be the first to admit that he like, very consciously put his name on it, but like it is his production company, absolutely. That was like on the ground with me, like the producers, Janelle Cranking, Amanda Schultz. Um,
And they did your series 555 with Kate Berlant.
yes, exactly. And like, so I think Joey Lyons. Sorry, I just want to make sure I say everyone's name.
No, it's important. They all listen to this. And
Dave
also, like,
Needham.
did they do Would It Kill You to Laugh? Because congratulations to you. That was nominated for several awards, and it's everybody's favorite comedy special.
I really didn't know you were gonna hype me up like this.
I'm going to do more in post. I'm going to add. I mean, I could turn it down though. I'll turn it down. I'll scale back a little. Let's go back to your grinder if you want. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, we could get into it, but my grinder.
No, I have more. Wouldn't it be funny if there was like, so like I don't even have a podcast. You just like invite somebody on, like not like it's like a Betty Davis, Joan Crawford thing. Where like you're like just trying to sabotage somebody by
Yes.
having them on a fake podcast. Do you know who those actors are?
No. JK. You see, this is what I love about Greg. I'm gonna turn it around on you, is because you have a gay brother. You can just say things like that. And it really, it's so amazing. And I, it's not that, and I wish more people felt like they could talk about Betty Davis and joke, or they just don't know that it's an interesting subject. And you do.
Yeah, I recently watched Mommy
Feud.
Dearest. Have you seen
Oh
that
my God,
movie?
it's so amazing.
It really is. I'm surprised that it was so disrespected upon its like original release. Or I'm not surprised, but I feel like it's aged wonderfully.
It has. Like I think it's like it's really beautifully and like precisely made, I feel. I mean, I do remember feeling feelings of boredom when I watched it. Like, like it's when a movie is like supposed to be so bad it's good, you expect to be like screaming, laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes and you're like, oh, and I do feel that sometimes, but when I feel like I've seen it recently and I was like, oh, this is actually like well made. And I don't really like Faye Dunaway as an actress, but I do believe her when she talks about Mommy Dearest, where she's like, everyone talked about that performance being like so big and campy. She was like, that was by design. She was like, I was doing like a kabuki performance.
She nailed it.
Yeah, like, and I believe that, and I think that is what she's doing, and I think it's fucking cool.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's kind of lost in acting nowadays, I feel like.
I agree. Yeah, like, well, there's no, yeah, the movies aren't. You can't be. People are big, maybe unintentionally, but like movies can't hold big performances, I feel like now.
Yeah, it's so different. Are there movies that you would like drop everything to run to a screening for? I mean, like, say something like, some campy classic that you would
I
you would
mean,
go see. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like you're baiting me with this, but it is true that Showgirls, I always go see when they're screening it.
Of course. And you give these brilliant, public speeches about showgirls. It's just something to behold, John.
Oh my God. Wait, how do you know that?
I follow you on social media. I also just know from the screenings you've done at uh
Oh man, oh yeah, you came to the Muriel's wedding one.
yes, and In the Company of Strangers.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you watched that.
It was like pandemic. We pulled out the couch and we projected your face onto the wall, and it was you introing that documentary, which is brilliant, huh?
So brilliant. No one knows. I've emailed Criterion directly for years. They're like suggestions at criterion.org or whatever. And it's like, and I'm like, I cannot believe they haven't put that on, at least the Criterion channel. You don't have to add it to the collection. Just put it on the fucking channel.
Yeah, I mean, like they have like Caddyshack on the channel. No offense.
I know. I know. It's getting a little loose on the channel.
Yeah, I thought Criterion Channel was like classics, and now they have like Mallrats.
I know they had like the craft on it for a while, but I mean, I do kind of like. It is funny though. You look at any movie made before like 2005, and you're like, oh, it's a masterpiece, and you're like, oh, wait, no, it's just that it's shot on film. Like, they look so beautiful. Like, I watched 13 Going on 30 the other night, and I was like, is this a masterpiece?
You're like, was this French New Wave?
Is this Bresson? But maybe it is. It actually might be like really beautifully made. I mean, I think it is. I think it had like beautiful production design, beautiful costume design, and then just has like the glow of film.
I think it was Luca Guadagnino.
He fucking wishes he could make a movie like 13 Going on 30.
Oh, bro. We just saw his or we just saw Bones and all.
I have some very dear trusted friends who really defend that movie.
Yeah, I
What did you
did
think?
too. I was recommended it. But you know what I kind of thought was sort of plain was his HBO series on the army base.
Oh, that looked so lawless. I didn't see that. That to me looked like full just TV ass, like excess. Like there was like some like I remember seeing some clip with like a Dev Hynes like song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Blood Orange.
Yeah. Remember that? Wasn't there something?
Dude.
Was he involved?
So like they play his music throughout the 8-part series, and
Oh,
then in the confusing finale, the main character meets that musician.
completely insane.
And it all surrounds trans rights.
What?
Yeah, it's like a show about partly at least about trans rights in my interpretation. I don't know. I mean,
I didn't know anything about it. I just saw Chloe Sevigny as like as a, you know, she was in the army.
finally.
I
I was like, get Chloe enlisted.
know, get
Okay.
Chloe to a swing state
Yeah, it's like,
and
is
she
she
will turn the
Republican?
election.
Yeah, she can play MAGA and everyone would be like, wow, that's range.
I think Chloe Sevigny is our best actress. I hung out with her 15 years ago and went to her Halloween party.
Oh my God. Wait, why?
Well, we had mutual friends at the time. So
So she.
I'm going to have to cut this out. We can't use any of this, John.
No. You have to leave this in. That is so cool.
She's amazing. She's amazing in, well, I mean, she's just obviously a
And she
phenomenal
was
actress,
also,
but
what was that movie she was in? It was called Beatrice at Dinner, I think.
oh my God, John, I was going to say, thank you for taking me back to that. You are brilliant in Beatrice at Dinner.
Oh my God, Greg.
I thought that you were in hundreds of movies because I think every time you're in a movie, you're like you make twice the impression.
Oh, you can just call me fat, Greg.
What was that set like?
Okay, well, for those listening, there who don't know the movie, there was, I mean, I have like truly the smallest part in the movie.
No small roles.
Thank you. But it is like it because it's an ensemble, it's a dinner party movie, meaning there are like always like in every scene there's like 8 or 9 people, which means that even though I had like probably total 6 lines, I had to be there every day
Oh my
with
God.
this very fancy cast like Salma Hayek, John Lithgow, Chloe Sevigny, Jay Duplass, Amy Landecker. I'm forgetting maybe someone, but
Who's the easiest to get along with out of that group for you?
well, Selma and Chloe.
Sick.
It was amazing. And I mean, everyone was very, very lovely. I want to be very, very clear. Okay.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
Truly, everyone was so. Oh, Connie Britton was there too. Everyone was so nice to me. Like, I think, they've all been in my position where, like, I don't have the kind of status, but I'm still sitting. I'm being put. My like cast chair is like always with them. So
Hmm.
I feel like we were always painfully aware of like the status. Although maybe they're not. Maybe they're cool and good people. But like I was always painfully aware of. I was like, why don't they just put me in a fucking cage, like in
Oh
between
my
takes,
god.
like somewhere else? Like this is so embarrassing. Or something. But they were all very very sweet to me. But Selma was so fun, and I think she could tell that like I was silly and like and I would like go on smoke breaks with her, even though I didn't smoke. And I would like
Yeah.
smoke American spirits with her just to like hang out with her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
And like,
She's
and
like, your cigarette's not lit, John.
I was like, oh, um, but yeah, she was so cool. And like my last day of shooting, I wrapped before everyone else. And like my last day of shooting, she literally like took me to her house in LA and she had like a giant ham like an Iberico ham that was like on one of those like beautiful like ham thing.
Oh
you
my
know they're
God.
like beautiful hams that are like on they look like they're on like a harp or something. They're like displayed on like a old this like old I don't even know what to call it like a whatever but she like was
No,
like
I can picture it. I have one in my house.
she was like I got stoned with Selma Hayek and she was like
Huge.
shaving ham and putting them on pork rinds and we were like and she was being so funny. She was like I was like cackling. It was such a dream. It was such a dream. So she was really my savior and then Chloe too was like incredibly sweet to me and um I think Chloe like she's been such an indie darling her whole life and like is rarely I think included in like in true mainstream like the biggest like studio movie she's ever done I think is like Zodiac and so I think she always feels even on that was an independent film Beatrice at Dinner but like I think she always feels like she's just very she's very humble.
Yeah, totally. No, I mean, I get that. I think what is it about people being so charismatic? I think they have like this high frequency, but they're also able to like come down and see you at eye level.
Yeah, yeah, she's like, well, and her whole thing is like New York darling, like culture darling, but meaning she hangs out with the riffraff.
Yes, exactly.
She's not like an heiress hanging out in high society. She's like, alt girl hanging out with the bohemians and the skaters.
But wait, are you one on one with Salma and she's making you ham sandwiches? Also, like, is she really funny? Because she like, I bet she can like mimic people or act out funny things,
It
right?
was like literally, I told her like as this was happening, I was like, "You are like Monique level funny right now." She was doing like full like Monique like crazy like crowd work with me. It was me and the guy who was hired on the film to drive her to her house to set every day. It was the three of us like, and it was heaven. It was so much fun.
Dude, that's amazing. I love it. Let's
Thanks.
talk about some of your other brilliant sets you've been on. What about your credit as Jerome on 30 Rock? Was that your first TV set?
That was I had one line. It was very humbling. It was like I got, I don't know. It was like I played one of Jenna's like test tube babies. And I had like probably six lines in the script. And then I, I think they probably, that's a very kind of economic quick pace show. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it was cut because of like time, but my fear, and I feel like this is not unfounded, is like I was being such a ham when I was like supposed to, when the job was absolutely to just kind of be a prop. Like it was like six, like it was like she had, the joke was that she had like six kids. And like, so we're always just kind of like a unit, like one block of people. And yet I was like always I was moving a lot. I remember being like way too physical and like distracting, and everyone else like knew that they just needed to be kind of like dumb blonde, like vacant and just like but I was like I was too hungry. I was like way too hungry to like shine.
It's hard though, because you have to like go through that, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, what is it about that? There's like stage acting and then there's camera acting. I mean, do the best camera actors like my personal favorites, like a Brad Pitt,
No,
like he doesn't even have to move his face, right?
no, he is like I know he's like a stone statue. I know, I think that is true. I think you have to just like I think the key to camera acting is like letting the camera look at your face. That's like all you have to do.
And then if you need to display an emotion, you just kind of like think of it and your face will show it.
I mean, I think in theory, yes. I've never trusted that, so I'm like,
And Tina Fey is like, back to one.
even less. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, but John, we were in a movie together.
Wait. Hold on. What?
John, we were in Sammy Birch's short film together,
Oh
Bev.
my God, of course, but we were never on set together.
I know. I look forward to the day.
You were so good in that too.
I talked to Sammy. She's the best.
She's absolutely blowing up.
Yeah. I mean, May, December is phenomenal.
Wait, so you went to a screening and
Yeah. And I was press.
was she
I was
there?
hanging out with Siskel and Ebert and
No,
Peter
no.
Travers from Rolling Stone. It was all of us.
Lights, Camera, Jackson, Sandy Kenyon.
Wait, John, I have to keep going through your work though, because I have like a limited time with you, and it's
I'm sorry.
no. Will you promise to come back another time, maybe like in the new year?
Um, Sorry, no, literally the reason I paused was not because of what you said, I promise. I was yeah, sorry. It is breaking up. No, I got a text from Kate about Thanksgiving, and so I got really distracted. And sorry, okay.
John, Kate Berlant texted me
No.
after like months ago, and
Yeah.
she said, I'm going to Italy with John and we're going to explore our relationship. Maybe I should leave this out. Is this too private for you?
No,
How was Italy with Kate? What'd you do?
Wait, but did she text you?
She texted me. Yeah, I mean, she'll occasionally like text me funny things, and she wrote,
What did she really wait, tell me.
I wouldn't normally share a text message like this, but you're basically making me.
she wrote, I'm going to Italy with John tomorrow. We're going to explore our sexual relationship.
That's amazing. It's true. We really broke down some barriers.
Was that for a job or for vacation?
It was pure vacation. It was like my special came out, and Kate, Kate is very like Kate is very pro pleasure, Obviously she's like I would say a self-defined like hedonist, and like she after the taping of the special, she was like, "We're going to Jamaica." And I was like, okay, like I mean, and she was right, but like it was intent, like so she was like, we're going to Jamaica, and then after it came out, she was like, we're going to Italy, and I just kind of went limp and like let her plan. We have sometimes our dynamic is very. Remember that Genius sketch with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler where
Yes.
Chris Farley's reading the restaurant reviews or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's the best. Like sometimes I am Adam Sandler and she is Chris Farley, and she's like,
She's like getting you to laugh and
yeah, and she's like reading all the restaurant reviews in Rome, and where and it's like, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. But Rome was really, it was amazing. We had a really funny experience where Kate and I love to eat, and we were obviously mostly like the thing we planned the most was like restaurants.
amazing.
Did all our research, and we like did our bookings in advance, or we showed up early to the places where you can't do reservations, and like we kind of both weren't like floored. like I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I think it was like, maybe a seasonal thing, like maybe certain ingredients, plus just like tourism. Like tourism like ravages. Like when you go to the restaurants that everyone goes to, they're likely to be like exhausted, and also maybe at a certain point, once they have the guarantee of like completely booked for 3 years level like
Mm.
tourism, they can kind of give up a little bit.
That's amazing. Do you find that
Oh,
in like New York and LA as well?
totally. And like absolutely, you feel it. Like once a restaurant becomes like a thing, and it's like it's so hard to get a table. Like then the food like kind of like sometimes slackens, I feel like after like a year. I don't know. It's so bougie of me to say, but like, but I think also too, it was just something was, we also like ate too much. Like we would like have a lunch reservation and be so full, and then we'd go to dinner still full, so it was like hard to really enjoy ourselves. But the point is, Kate and I, who like our entire friendship is built on like moaning about food and being like very hyperbolic, and be like, this is the best thing I've ever had, this is my religion, like we weren't doing that, and we did not admit to each other until after the trip that we were experiencing that. and and it was such a funny moment because we were like, I was like, I know, like I knew that we were thinking the same thing, and I knew that you knew, and I knew that you knew that I knew, and we could, it was like too crushing to admit it to each other. And so we like, I don't know, it was very sweet.
Oh, it's the best. Everyone is envious of y'all's relationship. When did you guys meet? Did you meet in college? Yeah.
No, we met like in 2013,
Oh,
2012. I
that's
think.
right. Because the three of us were at Juilliard together.
Oh, yeah. Juilliard dance.
Juilliard dance, my safety school.
um, exactly. Well, yeah, I met Kate probably right around the same time I met you.
That's amazing. I was thinking I can't remember the first time. I just know that you're a genius.
Oh my God. Well, I met you through Kate, definitely, like at a show. I don't remember the first time either, but I do like Greg, just because you'll never say this on your own podcast, but Greg, you are truly beloved by all comics. And Kate was always like, Greg is like the funniest person on earth. Kate and Jacqueline were very like, you will love Greg.
Oh my God, that's such an honor. Go on.
Well, it's so true though. You're like, I mean, very few there. I mean, most comedians, it's not even their fault. It's just like comedy is like, it's like in another language. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because I think that there's like levels to the different people you meet in comedy, right?
and literally like frequencies, like dog frequencies. Like when I go to shows still, I'm never like, oh, this person's bad. It's like I literally don't know what they're saying. Like they start, I'm like, John, this time listen, like just try. And I will like stare at them as they're doing their set, and I'm like, I don't know what anyone is talking about. And I feel like I'm like comedy. I'm like, it just, sometimes I really, and Kate and I always feel this, where like, it's a different, like, it is just a weird, different language or something. But you are fully my frequency. And also like, it's because I'm so dumb and you like, you like brilliantly, you speak like slowly. Um,
Yeah, I think I'm kind of deliberate
yeah, you know,
on
you deliberately,
stage.
yes. It's like, and it like, and so it really helps it get in the brain.
Oh, well, that's what I love about Now More Than Ever. Thank you for that compliment because it's something that you can rewatch. Your stand up is because it's catchy. It gets in your head. I mean, how many people, John, must come up to you and be like, ask app not to track?
It is sweet. People are doing that, and that makes me so happy.
You know what's my favorite is, and I literally, it took 3 times watching it to catch this. You're like, it's like the birds. Or like just the way everything you say. I mean, like, what war is it? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Or like,
Oh my
you're
God.
freaking, you're bowling stand-up comedy chunk about bowling. Like,
Oh,
that's
it's a
another thing, John, is
chunk.
like your
Heavy, heavy
frequency
chunk.
is so good. Like, I don't even think when I think when somebody's genuinely great at doing stand-up, there are barely even hacky premises because you want to see. I mean, not that bowling, I'll cut this part out, but what I'm trying to say is that you make everything funny, and even stuff that's been talked about, you add a new slant on it that's not only funny but poignant.
Well, thank you. And you don't need to cut that part out because I do like that is like the bowling thing I was so excited about because it felt like almost hacky. Like I want to be more hacky. I want to be more like, I don't want to do jokes about fucking like politics or culture, but like it is unfortunately what I'm like drawn to talking about. Like I wish I had the instinct to talk more about things like bowling, you know? And so, and I did in this like one, you know, precious moment in time, suddenly became fixated on like that particular thing in bowling where you have to like do a little dance instead of celebrating your victory.
And you spend like a full 60 seconds
Setting
doing
it
the frown, like forcing yourself to frown, like, anyone need a beer?
up.
It's so good.
But like that, like I really do like that is like a secret. Like people have told me that that is like their favorite thing, and that when in the special, and that when I started it, they're like, "The fuck are you doing?" You know, because it seems like I'm suddenly doing some, I don't know, just like hacky or joke, but like, but I like. There's something very sweet to me about doing a joke that was more universal because I do feel unfortunately very trapped in my own, but this is like I think part of being alive today is like we're all so trapped in our own little echo chambers, and like, you know, I always feel so Brooklyn, so Silver Lake, and even though I try so hard not to be, it just that is unfortunately, I'm shaped by the same forces that people who live in Silver Lake are, and so I end up kind of playing to them and writing jokes for them, and like it was just so nice to finally have an idea that was like, well, everyone bowls.
Well, I think that's another brilliant part of your stand-up is with choosing the topics. You want to just forge on from negative voices in your head. Like, you don't want to be like, you don't want to rule out any sort of topic. Like, you have that bit, it's so freaking brilliant, and it's ostensibly a bit about your partner going to therapy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, but you're able to make it so universal, and also you put your stamp on it with like when you're just like, breakfast is bad. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't think any topics should be off limits, because sometimes, you know, you can bring up Silver Lake, you're like, oh, you know, maybe I shouldn't do a joke about an airplane or whatever it is, because maybe it's been done. But I think
Yeah.
that's a way for you to access the humor. I don't know. I'm going to cut everything out.
No, no, don't.
Do you think Hess would be on my show?
Oh my God, literally, yes. YESS.
Yeah. Ask one of your band members. I mean, your band is obviously phenomenal.
And
But
you
oh,
know,
I have so many other questions I got to ask you. Hey, listen, here's one.
yeah.
If you had a spin-off, this is a fan question. If you had a spin-off from Search Party for Elliot, what would
Yeah.
that involve? Do you want to pass on that or you're
What
like,
was
no
that
comment.
called?
Search Party is over.
I would love no, I would love that job. I would just love that job. It was so fun being on a job that came back. Everyone. Um, what would that involve? I don't know because it went so far. It like went to the end of the world by the last season that like
Oh my God. When he's in the woods, like I was like falling off the couch laughing when I watched Search Party. It's just the funniest thing of all time.
Thanks, Greg. I
You
don't I
introduced me too. You introduced me to the stars of the show. And then I saw them again at one of your shows and they remembered my name. And I was just, oh,
what? That
yes.
is so sweet. When did I introduce you?
I mean, whatever. You introduced me and my wife to Alia after your stand-up show one time at a party. And then, no joke, like a month later, I was at Caperland's birthday party and I saw Alia again. And she came up to me and was like, "What's up, Greg?" And I was like, "Oh."
Oh my God, amazing.
And then I made it a point when I was leaving. She's like, "Later, Greg." And I'm like, "Say hi to John Early for me." She's like, "I'll see him on set tomorrow."
Oh my God. I bet that was because of that Bell House show. Did you do that? It was like Kate's
Yeah, I
Bell.
was with you at the Bell House and it was like Bob Odenkirk was there.
Oh my God.
That show you did. Okay, so that must have been like, let's say 2018.
20 years ago, yeah.
Dude, your pride shows at the Bell House or just your shows in general in Brooklyn are a party. They are unbelievable. They're like more festive than Burning Man and you fucking kill. I mean, dude, when I saw you on your tour for Now More Than Ever, you were killing and crushing so hard, but it was also this poignant thing where you'd stop and you'd sing the Neil Young song and everyone would start to cry.
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean,
Okay,
that
could
is
you
the
do a
goal.
tour just doing your characters like Vicky with a V?
Well, that is like my dream is to one day write a full hour as Vicky and like tour it and like do a special, like a Vicky special.
Amazing.
I really, really want to do that. And Jacqueline Kate, you know what? Like the original Vicky sketch was on the characters, and Jacqueline and Kate were in it. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes, the characters on Netflix, John Early, it's the best.
But there's like they're in the green room with me, Jacqueline and Kate, and they very just we didn't spend much time talking about it, but like the essence, like the way that they were able to kind of bring fully realize like other stand-up comedian, like they just like it's very clear who they are as comedians, even though we never talked about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Yeah.
we've talked about doing a road movie with those three comedians on like a kind of Queens of Comedy style tour.
Oh, yes.
Which wouldn't that be fucking major? And like and Jacqueline's, Jacqueline's stuff would be a little more like kind of grounded and like, you know, and kind of like philosophical a little bit. And then Case would be like Case would be like truly physical. Like she would just her whole thing that she's famous for is that she has a mop on stage. and does stuff about the mop and like always having to clean. Anyway, whatever. It's
Maybe Vicky's going through a divorce and all.
well, no, I mean, Greg, I can't give it away, but Vicky is you're absolutely right. Vicky's going through something really hard on while they're on tour.
John, when you did that live, you were like,
Magically getting everyone to scream Vicky with the V's catchphrase. You'd just be like, "When I'm what?" And all 2,000 people screamed, "Looking for my denim." Unreal.
It's wild. It's the sweetest thing in the world to me that people like love to play along with like fantasy of Vicky. You know, it's really really sweet, and they cheer louder for her than they do for me.
And what is it about that though? You created something like a character that's so specific, and yet everyone feels like they know a Vicky, right?
Yeah, I know. I think so. I think she is like universal. She's like everyone's aunt. And like I also think it has to do with what I was talking about of like the nicheness of like me only performing for like, you know, cold brew drinking millennials like who live in like, you know, Brooklyn or LA or East LA. Um like I think that Vicky does the same thing for them that she does for me, which is like she's just like unapologetically like she's like really confident and fun and warm and like and I think that me as myself like I think we're all kind of our like demo is like more prone or is like for whatever reason feels like we have to be like cripplingly like self-conscious and self-aware and like
Mm.
we have to make fun of ourselves and we have to have like seven layers of irony to present any idea at
Mm.
all. So,
Yeah.
and I think Vicky is just pure like fun and like warmth. And I also think Vicky's like very deep. Like I think like she talks about like deep things and like but she does it with like total sincerity and like and she's also like sexual and like you know she's like smoky and sex I don't know I think there's just something like people in my uh little just painfully narrow audience I think they're just they feel like liberated by her because she's so different from them or something.
Well, it's not an it's a widening audience as we
Like you
speak. I mean,
can just say fat, Greg.
did anyone in Rome say like recognize you as Vicky?
Oh my god. Um Literally not as Vicky, but we did get Kate and I did get recognized like a couple times in Rome, but clearly by just like American tourists. No one was like, okay, da John.
And they're like, "It's done early." That would be sick. They're like, would they kill you to laugh?
A cake shop.
I sing a Britney overprotected.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. The Italian, there's something about that talking like Super Mario that's fun.
I know, it's really fun.
Your freaking Access Hollywood tapes joke is hysterical. I love when you say your thick Zuckerberg ass because John, okay, first of all, I can tell you this because you're a friend and it's
Yeah.
just the two of us. I have severe body dysmorphia.
Oh my god.
And
Let's get into
twice
it.
during pandemic when I was out with a mask on, KN95 and baseball cap, two times I was recognized with the mask on. I'm like, is that how weird my body is?
No, no, it's just how you're very tall. It's not your body. I've never ever thought I'm not kidding, Greg. And I think a lot about men's bodies. I have never I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I have never been like, God, his body's weird. Like I've never thought that. I just think that you're very tall and the baseball cap is so iconic.
John, I love you so much.
I
Wait,
like
I have to ask you. I know what I had to ask you.
but
What did your parents think of the special? Are they in love?
they loved it. It was very, very sweet. I think they got I mean, they I think were got such a kick out of being involved, obviously, and they were such good sports to let me do that to them. But they really do. I think they really. I think it's the only thing I've ever made that like works or something. Like I like all my work, but like it's there's something always maybe a little like tortured or overwrought like with everything I've made previously. And this is the first thing I think I've made that actually has like a lightness to it and it can actually like people actually like receive it. And like I think my parents and because of that I think my parents like lit up about it in a different way than normal. Well, I mean, they're always like so sweet and they're very supportive, but I just think like this is like the most direct, this is the most accessible thing I've made. And people still find it weird, but like I think it's like the most direct access to like me. It's like it's the most recognizably me, like how I am in real life.
Yeah, I think you're such a genius stand-up that it's always going to be like that because it's stuff you've written and you've put all your own personal stamp on. I mean, it's like at its best, stand-up is that, right? I feel like it's like a direct connection to the funny person who's talking. And at its worst, it's really bad.
Yes, exactly. Well, that is the difference. It's like most things that I make are not stand up. And so I'm like playing a character where I'm like trying to play like a monster. For whatever reason I'm drawn to doing that. Like I like to play kind of like psychos and like
Like Elliot is an amazing psycho,
I
John. You're so
yeah,
brilliant in that.
thank you.
Oh, and
But
also you're psycho and now more than ever. I mean,
yes,
you become
backstage.
a part of the Predator team. No, I'm
which
sorry. You know what I mean.
which Deborah improvised, by the way, Predator team. I did not write that. I just want to be clear.
I love that because I love cult documentaries. Have you seen Love as One yet?
No, what is that?
It's new. It's on the Max.
Okay, what?
Um, what are you streaming, by the way? I can't believe we've talked this long and I haven't asked you what you're streaming.
What am I streaming?
Love Has One is a new cult doc, and it is so unhinged. John, like
Oh,
once you
wait,
watch
wait,
it,
wait. My friend made that.
there you go.
Never
Well, your
listened.
friend is a genius.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to watch it.
John, it's so good. I don't even know how to get into it. Like, but I just feel like in your comedy special, it's so funny the behind the scenes stuff because it's like it's like you're a predator. It's like you're kind of a cult leader, and there's that moment where they all go, he said, do it like golf.
Yeah.
And they all go, he said that, and they go, me too. And they all say, me too. Everyone in your band says, me too. And then Hess pulls the lemon squares out and realizes they're store bought, and that's the last straw. It's so genius.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you like it. Well, this is so funny. Like when those are all musicians, and like I was very like the day we shot the sketches, I was very like to the directors, I was like, just a heads up, like they haven't acted before. And I was like, so you might need to like, we might need to do a few takes to kind of loosen them up. And if you have any questions, like maybe go through me first because I know them and we can kind of figure out the most strategic way to get the performance. And then they were all totally brilliant from moment one. Like effortless on camera. And I was like, oh, acting's like literally so easy. It's like the dumbest thing in the entire world. It's so easy.
But what was the impetus? Like, I think it's genius to add that storyline because it's so kind of like acerbic and it kind of
Yeah.
complements the comedy and music.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, if I ever make anything that's like fictional, I'm typically like drawn to like acerbicness, like it like because I mean, what's the alternative? Like I literally what is the alternative for a backstage band sketches and I'm the lead singer? Like of course it has to be that I'm like a diva. I just maybe I should have thought about it for like 2 more hours, but like I couldn't think of another energy. It just was so much more funny to me than anything else. Like, what am I going to be nice? But they all like, there was a time where I was going to do this really crazy storyline where like my evil twin came backstage to sabotage the show, the taping, and it was going to be more like high camp, like kind of Beatles, like Help the movie, like it was going to be that vibe, like a little more like styled and costumed and like wig. Like I was going to wear like a Phil Spector wig as my evil twin, like the perm. But it was so complicated and so like screwball and like it was gonna be so hard to shoot too with like me with like the twin thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just need to like relax this, and I think it'll be better if it's all a little more relaxed and like, and so we just did these very, very simple sketches instead that are just, and I've always wanted to do something where I'm starving myself to get attention from guys.
Then at the end, you pass out, and when you're back awake, they're like, "You want some food or water?" You're like, "Still no." John, you really need some protein. It's so good. We were streaming. Oh my God. I'll probably cut this out, but Megan and I were streaming Real World Las Vegas from
Oh,
2002. And there's like this insane hot tub scene. Okay, Real World
yeah,
Las Vegas 2002 is unhinged.
yeah,
And they're playing the song that you sing to intro your comedy special. They were playing that on Real World. And
so
Megan's like,
much.
"That's John Early's song."
I cannot believe you are watching Real World Las Vegas now.
I mean, it's slim pickings. The strike
Oh, no,
was
buddy.
tough,
I
John.
know. And by the way, I actually, when I say I can't believe, I mean I think that's so chic. Like I during COVID, you know what I watched literally literally three times all the
I
way through.
can't wait to hear.
Legally Blonde: The Search for the Next Elle Woods. Which do
I
you remember that?
like I've streamed everything, and that's not on my radar.
Okay, Greg, it is a masterpiece. It's on YouTube. It is, and I'm not like a reality TV girl. Like I don't watch The Housewives. Like it never really like grabs me, you
Do you
know?
watch Scandival?
No, I've never seen a frame of literally, oh my God.
Dude, I
Yeah, no,
watched I've never seen it either, but we watched the current season because I wanted to know what was going on.
yeah. I've heard
But
it's great.
anyway, no,
But
it's a masterpiece.
I'm pretty sure Scandival is on Criterion.
this is like a really, really crazy just like period of time. It's like Bush. It's like 2000, I guess it's like right before Obama. And it's like they did Legally Blonde on Broadway as a musical. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they're like, and like Laura Bell Bundy played Elle Woods from Legally Blonde for the first year of the show, and then she left the show. The show was like failing, and so they were like, let's do an MTV reality show where we find the next girl, you know, in a competition series to like revive the ticket sales, you know, and it was like a total disaster. And like you like instantly realize like none of them are actually cut out to do it. Like none of the contestants. Because it's like literally a marathon show where you're singing and dancing for hours. You know, it's like it's crazy. And like it and it's a classic like cheap reality TV where they're like I mean they're living their bedrooms are like an upstairs bar. Like
No.
it's like of a weird like high rise, and there's literally a bar upstairs, like
Oh
an event
my
space.
God.
And they literally just put like pipe and drape up for like their bedrooms. And they're like, and it's like like crazy fluorescent lighting, and you literally see like a bar. Like you see, they don't even try to hide the fact that they're like living. It's so disturbing, and all the girls are like so sleep deprived, and like it's like 8 episodes on YouTube, and I really think you and Megan should watch it. You would, I mean, you would love it.
Dude, we will. I can't think of any other reality TV shows that have been associated with the Great White Way.
Yeah. Well, there was Grease here, the one that I want.
Oh, did they find a cast through?
They
Oh,
found
wow.
Sandy and Danny. So yeah.
Fucking A, man. Anyway, good talking to you. No,
And
I'm just kidding.
on that note,
No, were there other? I don't even know. I know a thing or two about Broadway.
yeah, I bet you do.
And did you know I sang a cappella music in high school?
Oh my God.
John, is there anything on this great green earth that's more douchey than being a
Oh,
bass? Being a bass, mind you, in an a cappella group because people think I can sing, but instead I'm just like, do 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 do.
There's that. No, you're absolutely right. It is like it should be illegal.
Have you ever been in an a cappella group?
No, but I did show choir, in high school. But acapella is an entirely different culture. It's like much more culty and it's like also musically more serious.
Yeah, I went to college and I didn't last a week in the group. I quit because they were so culty.
Oh my God, it's so scary.
John, you're also an amazing director. You directed, wait, did you direct Marie and Bruce by Wallace Shawn?
I directed Killers of the Flower Moon. Um, I did not. I actually produced that.
Wallace
Like
Shawn, amazing.
the best on earth. I love him so much.
And of course, with the great Jacqueline Novak, you directed
The huge hit show Get on Your Knees with Jacqueline Novak, which I met Wallace Shawn at one of those performances.
Oh yeah,
He was
you were
there,
there.
and
And Deborah was there too. That's amazing.
John, those shows were like so packed with stars. One of those performances of Get on Your Knees, I literally had an empty seat next to me, and as the lights went down, Seth Meyers sat like closer than he sits to the guests on his show.
That's nuts. That's so
And he
sweet.
has one of the most, I mean, you talk about like sort of like idiosyncratic stand-up stuff. His laugh was fascinating to me because there was just, so much like, "Ah." Like, when somebody's so attuned to like hearing jokes, they're kind of just making sounds. I'm not even commenting on Seth Meyers. I just feel like comedy people sometimes will laugh.
No,
Like,
absolutely.
"Ah."
So Jacqueline and I, when Jacqueline and I would host Cake Shop together, we talked about this thing because like our laughter was so different from the audiences because we were like communicating like whales or dolphins with the comic on stage. Because you're in a supportive role where like you're hosting, and so you feel you like these people have done you a favor by doing your show, so you're like ah! And then of course there's like the passive aggressive, like they're going too long. You're like, ha ha. Yeah, like, but it's like fully a weird code. It's not like normal laughter.
Totally. I sometimes hear it on people's stand-up comedy albums if they're in like a small bar. Like after the first 10 minutes, it's a lot of people like, "Ah!" Like, I got to cut all this out. We can't use any of this.
No, I think this is our best stuff.
You got to come back sometime.
I literally will come back anytime you want, Greg. I was only like I will literally be your regular. I'll be your fucking co-host. I'll be your Robin Quivers.
One time when I went to Get on Your Knees, sometimes people stand in the front row of the theater and they're just like looking back at people entering. Do you know what I mean? Like as I'm entering, Wallace Shawn is standing kind of just like gazing from the front row.
Yes, I know what you mean.
And then 2 seconds later, another guy stands up and starts gazing at people entering, and it's Adam Duritz from Counting Crows.
Oh my God.
And anyway, what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say that everyone loves your work, I guess.
Well, listen, that was also Jacqueline, obviously.
Yes, obviously. All of the credit actually goes to the legendary Jacqueline Novak. Jokesnovak.com.
Adam Duritz, I remember seeing his name like on guest lists like a couple times for Jacqueline's show. And I was like, are y'all for real?
At the party, he went up to Chris Laker and he said, you really remind me of this guy that I grew up with in the Bay Area. And then when he walked away, Chris was like, was it Mr. Jones?
Oh no.
And like Mark Ronson was DJing. That's your best friend though, Mark Ronson.
He is my best friend.
You probably have to go do his podcast next.
Oh, he doesn't have one. Maybe he does actually.
Yeah.
I should look into that. I mean that when Adam Duritz was like coming to Jacqueline's show, I was like, oh, we've crossed over. Like this is no longer like us begging celebrities to come so we can like take a photo of them. This is like it people are clearly talking about this if Adam Duritz is here. Like what it was so bizarre.
Jacqueline's amazing. John, you're amazing too. We're right around the wrap up time. There was so much more I wanted to talk to you about though.
Well, I'll have to come back.
Oh man, I'm just looking at my list. I actually got through a lot of it, so I'm happy. You're not somebody who needs any help with Grinder. You don't need my input on your dating life.
Well, I would love to actually get into that stuff the next time.
Okay, we'll get into all the amazing dirty details. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I hope that you had an okay time. I will edit out all my my asides.
I don't think anything needs to be edited out. I think it's all charming and
Come back again sometime. And thank you so much for being here, my friend.
oh my God, of course, thank you, Greg. I'll see you later.
Careful driving out, okay?
Well, can I get an Uber here or is it
We'll definitely get you an Uber. Call me before you wake up tomorrow, okay?
okay, definitely.
Constant contact.
I'll see you in my dreams.
Just one last thing. Thank you so much for streaming and sharing all of our episodes at liveon95.com. There goes John. Check out John's website at johnearlyxxx.com. My name is Greg Johnson, live on 95. Thank you so much for listening, sharing, and mentioning our show. It means a lot. We do this show on the side of the highway. Thank you again for listening. We'll see you next time.